You are in Jagiellonia over half a year.
Hmm.
So, what can you say after these 6 months which you spent in Białystok in Poland?
I've been enjoying my time in Białystok a lot. I think the team, both the players and the coaching staff, took me in really well from the beginning, and I think I adapted really quickly to what the coach wanted me to do. Because I think we have a really good team that likes to play and that likes to keep the ball, and I think that's good for me because I'm a technical player, a player that likes to play forward. And yeah, as I said before, I feel like I've adapted really well.
When you entered to the team, you had to replace the best defender of Ekstraklasa in previous season. I mean about the Bartek Wdowik. Were you feeling some pressure or pressure
Hmm.
connected with this?
Honestly, no. It's something that I don't ever think about, to be honest. I came into the team. I knew that there was this position that needed to be filled, left back. I was the only one in the roster at the time. Now, obviously, we got Charo as well. But yeah, it's something that I didn't think about. I knew the team needed a left back. I know I'm a good player, and I wanted to give my best to the team from the beginning, and then just take it from there.
How time did you need to meet better your friends? I'm not talking only about which people they are, but I mean which players they are. I mean them way of play and kind of them moving of them style of play,
Hmm.
which is necessary to recognize to understand the team.
Yeah, obviously, before coming here, I spoke with the coach, so I think I already had a decent idea of what he wanted me to do on the pitch and the way that the team played. But yeah, one thing is talking about it and knowing about it, and another very different thing is doing it on the pitch. So yeah, I think that at first, maybe in the first few games, I was still feeling the team a little bit, kind of adjusting to this new role, new position, uh, new functions that I had to do on the pitch. But I think that as time went by, I got better, and my teammates helped me a lot. And now I feel like after having played almost 30 games by now, I feel like I got to know them really well, and I know what they expect of me, and I feel like I know what to expect of them as well.
Were you, let's say, a little bit angry, maybe not on the team or on yourself, just on all these things which were around that in these very early parts of your playing in Jagiellonia, you had to play with Jagiellonia, of course, against Boda and Ajax, because I think it was this part of the season when after some changes of the squad. Of course, I wouldn't say that with that in this moment we would beat Bodo and Ajax. But I think that now these games would be absolutely different when the newcomers absolutely know and they know how they need to play according to wishes of the coach.
Yeah, I mean obviously those two teams are two very experienced teams. They have played together for a very long time. They have experience in playing European competitions, and that is a factor that we have to take into consideration because for us, for Jagiellonia, it's our first time playing a European competition, and yeah, I think that now maybe having the team together for this first few months, maybe those games would have played out a little bit different. But still, I give all my respect to both Bodo and Ajax because they are very strong teams and they played very well against us.
Mhm. Uh, Jean, I would like to ask also about your past years which you were playing, because your career for a Portuguese players isn't very usual. I mean that you build your mark, your career in United States, which isn't very often direction for Portuguese players in the beginning of their career, because of course when they are going to finish, it's obvious normal. But what can you say today about it, about this part of your career when you were building step by step your mark, your surname, let's say,
Understand.
in the United States?
Uh, yeah, I understand that maybe it's not the most common pathway that most Portuguese players take when they're 18 or 19 years old. But for me at the time, I was looking at my options and it felt like the right one. At the time, I went to college, to university, and I had a really good season on a really good team, and I did well. I ended up signing a contract in MLS, and then I took it from there. But for me at the time, uh, it felt like the right decision, and still today, I don't regret anything.
When you were in college, when you started your first year in college, did you still thinking that you can play in such high level, or maybe it was okay? In sporting, in academy of sporting, I didn't have a lot of possibilities
Hmm.
to play, so maybe I will search some another way of my idea for life. Or was it your um, typical step back just to make new steps for 2 steps forward?
Yeah, at the time I felt like maybe my options in Portugal weren't exactly what I was looking for, and I felt like in the United States I would have let's say another type of visibility and the possibility to get to a top level, to a very good level. But yes, I always believed in my abilities, in my capability of playing, and so when I went to the United States, my focus was on one thing, and that was playing well in order to get to the MLS. And then, fortunately enough, I did it, and then I just took it from there.
What can you say about your time spent in Academy of Sporting? Because it's obvious one of the best academies in Europe. But from the other way, there are still only 11 places in Sporting. So many boys, many guys which are finishing the academy, they don't have a possibility to play for Sporting.
Hmm.
So did you thinking like this, that okay, I'm training in Academy of Sporting, but probably it will be very hard to play there?
Yeah, of course, of course. Sporting is a very competitive club. Obviously, they play the Champions League now. They are doing really well. They are the champions of Portugal, and every kid that plays in the academy has a dream of getting to the first team. But as you said, only 11 players play at a time. So sometimes you have to look at other options and see what's out there and what might fit best for you. And at the time, that's what I did.
What was, if there was, of course, the biggest shock when you moved to United States about the football way? What?
Uh, I don't know, to be honest. I didn't find it all that different. At the end of the day, I was still a part of a team. That team played a very similar style of playing, like I used to play in Sporting, or even here in Jagiellonia. We focused a lot on ball possession, short passes, getting the ball forward, and reacting to when we lose the ball. So I think in that regard, it was a very easy adaptation for me.
When I spoke with Leon said me that in United States football is like a typical for Americans entertainment. I mean that as for example in Europe supporting, it means with choreo, with ultras, with
Yes.
all these things. For Americans, it's like to go for a show. They are just going watch the show. Was it a big difference when you
Uh,
moved from Portugal, which is
yes.
very devoted, to United States, and then you
Yes.
moved back to Italy, which like Portugal or like in Poland, the fans are very, very devoted.
Yes, I would agree with that. Culturally, I think sports are taken very differently in the United States. As you said, that Leon said, I think they view it more as a way of entertainment and enjoying themselves and having a good time. And then obviously they support the team and they want the team to win. But at the end of the day, it's just a game, and they're there to have a good time, and that's pretty much it.
When you moved to MLS, the sport level of MLS is very high, but also I think this marketing value, this marketing point of view is also typical, like we know from NBA, Super Bowl, MLB, that this is typical marketing product which you have to sell especially for TV. Did you feel it when you were the player of the team?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously Americans, when it comes to marketing and advertising and buying and selling, I think they're the very best at doing that. And playing in the MLS for 5 years, it's inevitable that you're gonna feel that. I don't know, through the media days that we had to do in preseason, all the interviews, all the marketing stuff, the appearances. So yeah, it's something that you definitely feel.
When your surname has been one of the best surnames in MLS, did you have any informations that some European clubs, especially maybe Portuguese, are watching on you?
Honestly, I try not to focus on that. I try to focus on just on the games that I have ahead and try to clear my head. But yeah, obviously, as you approach the end of the seasons, you start looking at what options are on the table, and yeah, inevitably you hear some names, some teams that might be looking out for a left back or might be looking out for you. But yeah, I think that what's best for a football player is try to clear your head and just focus on what you have to do on the pitch.
Did you have to meet on a pitch? Did you have opportunity to meet on the pitch with our Leon?
I played against him. I remember playing against him maybe 2 or 3 times, but yeah, we were playing in different teams, and yeah, I don't remember speaking to him after the game, but I definitely remember playing against him.
So you remember these games, but you didn't have any duels or something with him, which you
Maybe,
remember.
but I don't remember any in particular.
Okay, I would like also to ask about some Polish players, especially former Jagiellonia's players, which were or are still playing in United States. Przemek Frankowski, Karol Świderski, and Patryk Klimala. All of them were playing in Jagiellonia Białystok. How you remember them?
I do, yeah. I remember playing against all 3 of them. Frankowski, I think I played against him maybe once or twice, just one season, 2021 maybe. I think he was that more classical winger, strong and fast, and can get to the byline and get those crosses in. And what I remember from Świderski, I think he was very quick as well. Very agile, very mobile up front. So you always had to keep an eye on him. And Klimala, I think I played against him just once in Orlando. And from what I remember from that game, I think he was more of a clinical finisher than a fast player that likes to run in behind.
Joe, you moved from United States to Italy. Was it for you the big difference?
I think mostly in the United States, in Orlando, we had a really good team for the MLS standards. And mostly every game, we tried to dominate the game and have the possession and take the game to the other team. And when I got to Spezia, we were in Serie A, and our main goal was not to get relegated. So I think the approach that we had to games was a little bit different, more on the defensive side of things, and try to keep the opponent at bay and not concede goals. And maybe in a counter attack or in a fast attack, try and create some chances. So I think that was the main difference, I would say, from playing in the MLS and going to Spezia.
And when you heard, because in those times Spezia was in Serie B, you heard about offer from Jagiellonia. What you thought first?
I thought about Audi that was here at the time, and he played with me in Spezia. I knew that they were just champions on the previous season, so I knew that we were going to play European football, and that was the main motivator for me to come here, and yeah, so far I'm enjoying it a lot. I believe I made the right decision in coming here, and I can't wait to keep going until the end of the season and see where it takes us.
You mentioned about this European competition. It was your very first time when you were participating in these qualifications and then regular part of the season. So okay, we had some hard experiences like with Bodo and with Ajax, but also we had a lot of nice experiences like games against Copenhagen, against Molde. What were you feeling when you heard the first time this pre-game anthem, and when you started your very first game, this regular part of the season in Parken in Copenhagen?
At the time, honestly, when I got to the pitch, I was just thinking about the game, what I had to do on the pitch. I don't even remember listening to the anthem, if I'm being honest. I just remember stepping out on the pitch and waiting for the referee to blow the whistle and starting the game. And then obviously that game will stay forever in our memories because it was a really good game, a really good comeback, and obviously getting that goal, that final goal there at the end, and then celebrating with all our fans that were over there was an incredible feeling.
After your assist, Pulu scored, I think, one of the most beautiful goals of Jagiellonia in last season. Did you want it from the beginning just to play him and let him to score like this?
Not really. I mean, I was playing. I think it was Listek that had the ball there on the left side with me, and we were just trying to find some space. And as soon as I thought that I was in a good position to make the cross, I didn't even look inside the box. I just hit the ball as strong as I could to a good position. I know that Pulu usually sits somewhere in that position, and he knows that I like to cross the ball like that. So I didn't even look. I just hit it, and hopefully, good thing that it was in the right spot, and he was able to tap it in.
Yes, and do you agree with this opinion? Because it's my personal opinion that that victory in Copenhagen opened eyes for all team, maybe not eyes, opened mind for all team, and showed that for this team, sky is the limit. Because if you won in Copenhagen against a team which last year was winning against Manchester United in the same stadium, you are able to beat everyone.
Yeah, I think so. I think before the game, maybe we were seen as the heavy underdog, and we were going there maybe to get a point, and we knew that it was going to be a really good, really hard game for us, and especially after conceding in the first 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe some of us thought, okay, here we go again. This might be one of those games where we just stay back and hopefully don't concede too many goals. But yeah, in the end, we defended well. We had our chances and we capitalized. And I think at the end, yeah, as you said, maybe we just started wondering how far we could go.
How important for you were these experiences from games against Bodo and Ajax? Because everyone I'm speaking with, he told me that without Bodo and without Ajax, there wouldn't be Copenhagen.
Maybe. I think for most, if not all of us, playing against those two teams were probably some of the hardest games that we had to face in our careers. Obviously, Bodo and Ajax, we don't have to talk about those teams; they speak for themselves. And yeah, even though we lost those 4 games, I think it gave us a lot of experience of what this high level in Europe is. So going into Copenhagen, we already had that experience, and we were able to, even after conceding a goal early, as I said, we were able to keep our heads cooled and stay in the game for as long as we could. We created our chance, we scored the 1-1, then we held on again, and then we had the chance at the end and we scored. So I think we did a very good game, and we showed that we are also an experienced team.
According to these statistics, after this our lose in Amsterdam, we played I think over 20 games, and from these 20 games we lost only two. We lost in Poznań and we lost in Lada Bolesław in Czech Republic. Do you think that this team has been growing through all the rounds?
Definitely. Obviously, we had really tough games in the beginning of the season with the European qualifiers, and we had so many games back to back to back. So the team, I feel like, was a little bit tired in that period of the season. But yeah, I feel like as time went by, we just got better and better. And I feel like right now we're at a point where we know each other really well. We know what we have to do on the pitch, and that's why we went so many games without losing.
After game against Górnik Zabrze in Zabrze where we won 2-0, I spoke with my friend from Zabrze and she said you are incredible in this moment. You are able to beat everyone. Did you feel like this? When you were winning next game and next game doesn't matter, home away, no difference. You were winning like game after game after game after game. So were you feeling like this?
Yeah,
this
obviously the feeling at the time was really good because we were winning so many games in a row and not conceding any goals. And the guys that have been here for the longest time told me and told the new guys that they had never won in Zabrze before. So we knew it was going to be a really tough game, and I think that we made a really tough game look easy for us. And then we scored the 2 goals real fast. We defended well, and we made it seem like it was just another day at the office. But yeah, all credit to the team because we were in a really good state of mind.
What were you feeling when in a game against I think Śląsk? Yes, you had this injury. What were you feeling? Because it was your last game in last year. Then you were trying to back, but unfortunately it wasn't able. Did you know that this injury might be so serious, or you had some hope that okay, maybe I will back in the last games?
No, at the time I had no idea. I thought it was just the hit, and even at halftime because that happened in the last play of the first half, and my foot started hurting a lot. But I thought that I would be ready to go for the second half. But yeah, as I stepped out onto the pitch, I felt like as soon as tried to run, I couldn't do it, and yeah, and then I just took it from there.
What is this kind of feeling for a player that you have to watch last 6 games in TV or maybe on the stands?
I mean, it's something that you never want to experience, but unfortunately, football works like this, and sometimes there are injuries or some stuff that happens, and you're required to do that. But yeah, it was really tough for me because I wanted to play. I felt like I could help the team, and being on the stands outside the pitch, feeling like the team needs you and not being able to help, I think it's not a good feeling. Let's just let's just say that.
You were a guy who always was living in sunny places. It was Portugal, it was Orlando, Spezia in Italy as well. Now you came to Białystok, which is the coldest part of the Poland. So how are you feeling with this?
I feel good. So far, I feel good. It's been real cold, but I think we've had a lot of sunny days too. So I can't complain. Let's just see when we go back now how it is, and yeah, let's just take it a day at a time.
Tell me, because I also saw that you are a polyglot, because you are speaking French, yes, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, English.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
five,
it, yeah.
5 languages. It's wow, it's really impressive. When you and you started to and you are starting to speak in Polish because maybe you will.
That will take a long time. That will take more time.
Okay. Do you have some special gift that learning foreign languages is for you pretty easily?
I don't know. I feel like I always liked to learn new languages, and obviously for me being Portuguese, it's easier to learn Spanish, Italian, and French because they're all very similar and related. So I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just something that I like to do. I like to learn languages, and we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be able to grasp a little bit more of Polish by the end of the season.